So I'm Anila Andrade and I represent 99 Games Online. It's a company based out of Udpi, a spin-off of Robosoft Technologies Private Limited. So what we do at 99 Games Online, we basically cater to the gaming segment on the iPhone and iPad space. So we basically look at games, casual games for the App Store. This session, the Jim and Frank Mysteries, the Blood River Files, is one of our latest releases. Incidentally, we had come for the super pitch last year at NASCOM and we were the runners-up. And at that point in time, the game was just a concept, you know. We just had one version, one chapter of the game running, and we put together the whole game together and we launched it this year in July. The game is basically a puzzle-based adventure game catering to the casual audience for the iPhone and the iPad. So basically, I would be giving you a presentation on the effort we put into making this game. Since this game was conceptualized in-house, it was conceptualized in-house, the art was done in-house, the development was done in-house, the testing was done in-house, and so was the marketing. We only got it published externally. So basically, I would share my experiences of working with this game. And I think people who are aspiring to create a game on the iPhone space, on the App Store, might be able to get a few insights from our experience of working on this game. So to begin with, the gist of the presentation is going to go this way. I will start off with a game trailer so that you will be introduced to the game. I'm not really sure of how many people of you know of this game at all. So I will run you through a trailer of the game. And then I will break the session into the amount of effort that went into designing the game, the art effort for the backgrounds and the characters. Since I said it's a puzzle-based adventure game, so puzzles form the crux of this game. So the amount of effort and the thought process that went into finalizing the puzzles. When you create a game, obviously music, sound comes into picture. So the kind of effort that went into, designing the sound production aspects for the game. Publishing, the overall project schedule, and a couple of takeaways, what we did right, what didn't go as right for us, and what went wrong, so you'll probably be able to learn from our experience. And I will finally summarize by wrapping up with a few pointers. Just to give you an understanding of the depth of the game, Jim and Frank Mysteries is a puzzle-based adventure game on the lines of Professor Layton on the DS. So I'm sure most of you would be familiar with Professor Layton, and we attempted to do a title on those lines. To give you an idea of the amount of depth that the game has, it has around 65 to 70 puzzles. It has around 90 different scenes and 40 different characters that the users would encounter when playing the game. So you can understand the depth of the game that caters to the iPhone platform. So to begin with, we will go to the game trailer. Just a moment. One second. Can I get help here? Okay. I think. Alright, so that was a trailer for the game, and that was the first of the trailers that we had worked on when we got the game released. So coming to the crux of the session, we start off with the art effort or the backgrounds. For all of you people who are aspiring to be game designers or game developers or own a game company, you would understand that the most important aspect of having a game is having good art, because that is the first instance or the first experience that an end user has with your game. He forms an impression of your game looking at the art of the game. So we wanted to get that aspect right. We were just a team of 25 people in 99 games, and we were around 8 to 10 engineers and artists and designers who pitched into this game. And we wanted to get our backgrounds right. So the main USP of the game was hand-on art. I said there were around 90 different scenes, so we had to sketch each of the scenes and then transfer them digitally. So some of the things that we took into consideration while designing the art for the game, the backgrounds for the game, were finalizing on the timeline and geography. Basically, we had conceptualized the game to go with a particular time zone and era. So we had to draw a art or the sketch of the art that would, work well with that time frame. So we put a lot of thought into that aspect. We established a lot of references with other popular games that had a good background art, games like Oregon Trail and of course Professor Layton. We drew a lot of inspiration from these games, and we wanted to match up to that frame. And then of course we sketched all these designs, or this art, the concepts were designed on paper, where we had a graphic artist, sketching each and every scene. And we took into understanding if this art was as per our expectations, and finally we transferred them digitally. So that was the process that we followed in designing backgrounds for the game. On an average, we took around 4 days for this entire process of, sketching the art and transferring it digitally and getting all the details right. Going to the characters. Now, character designing is another ball game altogether. You have to really understand what kind of characters you're trying to portray in your game. So we had two main characters, Jim and Frank. The name goes by Jim and Frank Mysteries. So these were the main protagonists, and they were two friends. So we put a lot of thought in designing these two main characters, and also had another 40 characters to go with the game. So the kind of steps that we took into when we designed characters, we were highly inspired by Flow. I am not sure of how many of you are familiar with, but it's quite a popular Diner Dash. We did a lot of research in understanding how the diner games became popular, and they used Flow to brand various titles. So if you look at this slide, you would see different positions of Flow having different facial expressions and all those kind of things. So we did understand that aspect of designing a character, understanding the kind of expressions, the behavioral traits that get into, designing a particular character and understanding that character. And we took a few pointers. These were a few things that we did prior to designing character. One thing is listing behavioral traits. We had two main characters, Frank and Jim. Jim was more on the lines of being a nerd. So the kind of behavioral traits that we added on was he was a little shy. We listed out, we made a comprehensive table of the behavioral traits that we wanted to associate with our main characters. So Jim, like I said, was shy. Frank was confident. So we listed out those traits before we actually went on to sketching the artwork for these characters. Secondly, we listed out the physical traits. It's always easier to transfer or to translate an idea into your mind if you have some, behaviors or traits associated with that particular character. So when we listed the physical traits, like, this particular character is going to be a little stout, or he's going to be having glasses to portray that he's going to be a little bit of a nerd, or he's going to have a jacket and, cargo pants, for example, to make him look a little casual. So we took a lot of attention, we paid a lot of attention to those aspects while designing for characters. Likewise, we ended sketching all these characters on paper. We had a character artist with us, and we had a requirements personnel sitting with the character artist and telling him, what kind of characters we aspire to have in the game. And finally, we transfer them digitally. So on an average, we took around 3 days per character, and each character comprised of having, of course, the pencil sketch, transferring it digitally, and also having animations associated with each of them, so that you would express each of those characters well. Coming to puzzle differentiation, Jim and Frank Mysteries is a puzzle-based adventure game. So you see, we had to have a lot of puzzles added into the game, and we had around 65 or so puzzles and 10 other mini games. And we put in a lot of effort in identifying what kind of puzzles should get into the game. Some of the things that we took into consideration were, we knew that we had to choose puzzles that, cater to a wider audience. Puzzles that would test your intellectual ability or your logical ability. We wanted to have a wide, diverse set of puzzles that would cater to different segments of the audience. Since it was an iPhone game, we wanted to cater to those puzzles that would look well on the iPhone. You have different touch or multi-touch features and the accelerometer, so we wanted to have the users to experience those features of the iPhone. So we had puzzles that allowed you to swipe elements or to use the accelerometer feature and move elements right on the game. So basically, allow the user to have a better experience with working on your game. Next, we had to also identify the difficulty. We had to categorize the puzzles into varying difficulty levels because we had to introduce simpler puzzles much earlier on in the game and then increase the complexity of the game. So we had to list out the difficulty level of every puzzle. We also introduced a hidden object element. This was a little apart from having puzzles, but we introduced the concept of eurekas. We called an in-game. We have the concept of DLC within the game, and we allowed users to identify or locate in-game currencies called eurekas within the game through this hidden object element. And we added this and integrated this element into the game, wherein we allowed users to unlock hints to solve puzzles by collecting these eurekas. So in case they wanted to solve a puzzle better and obtain a few hints, we told them, okay, you locate these eurekas within every scene, you identify them, and then you can unlock your hints for a few eurekas, maybe 2 eurekas per puzzle or based on the difficulty level. And in case they ran short of these eurekas, we introduced the DLC where a user could always pay additional an additional revenue, and we gathered an additional revenue wherein they could pay for these eureka packages and accumulate enough of eurekas for you to unlock hints later on. We also had a puzzle den. So basically your game, it was a linear program.